Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing Draw My Life, kind of. So we're going to start with my dad, and he was from Minnesota. He'd grown up there pretty much his whole life. And when he was 18, he was like, you know what, I think I'm going to go and leave this place. And he actually ended up going to California, where it's a lot warmer. If you guys didn't know, it's freezing in Minnesota. And he joined the Marines. So he was at Camp Pendleton. And that's when he met my mom when they were 19 and 21. And my mom had grown up in California her whole life. That's where she was from. So they met and fell in love. And after 6 weeks, he proposed. And then a few weeks later, they were married. So they knew each other for about 3 months. And then I came about 10 months later. So I was born November 7th of 1999. And my parents named me Madeline. I go by Maddie for short. And 18 months later, they gave birth to my sister. We are only a year apart, a year and a half apart, I mean. So she was born on April 14th, 2001. And they named her Elizabeth Maureen. So after Elizabeth was born, my parents really wanted another kid, but they had to try for a while. And about 4 years later, on November 6th of 2004, the day before my birthday, my 5th birthday, Carter J was born, and we call him Jaybird or Jay. And he was a chunky baby. So growing up, my sister and I were best friends. We're a year and a half apart, and we were just best friends. And we lived in Minnesota for most of our childhood. And I know it looks like my sister has a beard, y'all. So eventually we moved from Minnesota to Texas, which was kind of a culture shock. And we moved here so my dad could go to the university, or Baylor University, to get his PhD. And eventually my mom also ended up getting a job there, and she actually still works there. So growing up, we always had a ton of pets. So there you can see rat noises, goats. And I always knew I was super loved. I was always surrounded by a ton of love from my parents and siblings. When I was younger, I was actually in GT. I just really loved that. And when I was 14, I got my car and named him Chad, and he's my baby. I got my braces at the end of 8th grade, and I was in them for 4 years, you guys. 4 years. So I graduated. I was the class of 2018, and I ended up graduating with my CNA license. So now here I am. So as you can see, I've stayed in Texas, and I am now at college, which is so much fun. So